What's up, everyone? It's your dude Hyushi-sama back at it again with the next review, but this time it is not Dragon Ball Super or Hunter x Hunter. It is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. One of my next favorite shows, honestly. This show, it's been a very exciting ride until now. Even when we don't get an episode about like action or anything, JoJo is still funny and still interesting to watch, no matter what, like honestly. So, this episode number 13, starts off with Jotaro and the squad, all there chilling and going with their things. They get some tea and some cake. Okiyasu gets some cake, and Joseph gets some, coffee. And Jotaro brings a suitcase and shows the squad, and in the suitcase they reveal that there's a bowl in the suitcase, and not just any ordinary bowl. It's the bowl that they have been looking for since this season started. Jotaro found this bowl at Akira's house, and when you see this dude Akira, he's in the bin, and he's just there and the bin means jail, by the way. That's just my slang. Please try to follow with me in case I say something and I don't even take it in. Back to the review. Yeah, Akira is in the bin. He's like there just terrified when he sees Jotaro, because Jotaro, he's a D's man. Like he will crush any man. So he feels safer in the bin than out in the open where Jotaro's walking in his city too. So yeah, they found a bowl at his house, and yeah, they're gonna send this bowl to the Speedwagon Foundation for them to investigate the bowl and find more information about the mystery of the stands, because stands just came out of nowhere. At first it was Haman in the beginning of JoJo, when JoJo just started, when what's his face? Jonathan Joestar, when he was around, and now it's Stan. So they're gonna research more into the stand thingy. And yeah, so Josuke and Joseph, they leave the squad and they end up going to, they don't go into Josuke's house, they go outside the house. Not outside the house. I'm so lost. I want to cut that out. So Josuke and Jotaro, Josuke and Joseph separate from the group, and they go to a payphone to find out if Josuke's mom is home. And Josuke's mom says that she'll be home for like the whole day. So Josuke is not bringing Joseph to the house because he feels embarrassed, I'm assuming, to bring him to his house or to reintroduce Joseph to his mom. I don't think Josuke's mom will be upset about seeing Joseph, because when Joseph's mom seen Jotaro, we all seen how excited she was. So I'm pretty sure it'll probably be the same exact reaction. Am I right? Probably not. Who knows? But yeah. So Josuke decides to not bring Joseph to the house, and they end up deciding to take a bus somewhere. I don't remember where exactly, but they end up having a little talk, and Joseph is there listening, and Josuke just goes all cold-hearted mode and just gives it to Joseph straight, telling him, like, I just met you and all, and I understand that you're my father, but I can't call you father because I just met you and all, so it's not happening, bro. And Joseph's just like, I understand. And the bus comes right when Joseph turns Josuke turns his back. Yo, these names are so confusing, bro. Josuke, Jotaro, Joseph, Jonathan. Oh my god. So yeah, Joseph hops on the bus and he goes off to some next area where they're not supposed to go. And when Josuke turns around, he realizes that he's gone. And he asks these two strangers, yo, did you see some old man go anywhere? And they point at the bus. And this bus, like I said, is going to nowhere land. Josuke is cheese. He sees this and sprints towards the bus, running as fast as he can. And then he ends up catching up to the bus. He's a savage, like, he's a savage. The man caught up to a bus. Jeez, he's a savage still. But yeah, he catches up to the bus and he's furious, out of breath. And yeah, he's just upset. And from there on, he was pretty hard on Joseph. Really hard on him. And yeah, that moment they end up finding invisible thingy. And this invisible thing starts pulling on Joseph's leg. And Josuke doesn't see this at first. So Joseph's just like, yo, I think there's something pulling on my leg. Josuke does not believe it. Joseph goes, yo, something just knocked over my cane. And then the cane fell. He's like, oh my god. No, he didn't say that yet. Wait. I almost spoiled it. I can't wait to say that. But yeah, he knocks, the invisible creature knocks over the cane, and Joseph tries telling Josuke that there may be a stand user nearby. And Josuke is just like, nah, you're senile, bro. There's nothing nearby. And he continues like panting, asking for juice and whatever. So now there's footprints in the floor while Josuke's back is turned, and oh my god, Joseph sees this and he's like, yo, these are not footprints. I was puzzled at first when I seen this. It was like little, I don't even know what it was, but it was knee prints pretty much. I thought it was something else, like knee dragging onto the sand, and little handprints. I thought those handprints were like lizard hands or something, and I thought those knee prints were like two tails or something like that. I don't even know. But yeah, Joseph sees this, and he's just like, yo, what's going on? There's a stand user nearby. And then the stand, or the invisible creature, starts laughing. And then Joseph's like, oh my god, the stand user just laughed. And then Josuke is just like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? He turns around and still realizes this guy is just seeing stuff, because like, he's not really paying attention to what's going on in the floor. He's just really believing that Joseph's some crazy old man. And then a dog comes out of nowhere and about pounces at this invisible thing, because dogs have like third senses or something, seventh sense, I don't know. Yeah, he pounces at this invisible creature, ready to kill it or eat it. And instantly, Joseph uses Hermit Purple and grabs that thing, pulls it, get over here, and caresses the baby in his hand. And then he finally convinces Josuke that there's an invisible creature in my hand, and I believe it's a baby, and it's a stand user that turned invisible when it got separated from his mother. So finally they're convinced. Josuke is convinced, and when they have this baby in his hand, in Joseph's hand, so the baby takes a dookie in Joseph's hand. And yeah, that's pretty nasty still. Invisible dookie, like, you don't know where it is on your hand. So when you clean your hand, you better clean that whole hand. So yeah, they end up going to a local convenience store or something, somewhere that sells diapers, a Walmart in Japan. I don't know, you guys have it there, so yeah. Josuke strictly tells Joseph that, yo, I can't go in there, so you have to do the shopping. I'm not trying to get embarrassed. I'm 16 and like I have a life. I'm not trying to make people think I have a youth and all of that. So you have to go in there. So Joseph goes in there, and oh yeah, he tells them not to spend a lot of money too. And then Joseph goes inside. He's like, yeah, I got this. Bosh, 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 bosh. Yeah, and then he walks in there. And when he walks in, he sees this little short shrimp there. Hey, welcome to my store. Do you want to buy a lot of stuff? In his subliminal language, that's what he basically said. And Joseph walks in there. He's only there for diapers, like just diapers and maybe some other stuff. And while doing that, this store clerk shows Joseph like every single size in the world of diapers. Joseph ends up buying bare of them. Right after that, he shows them a bottle. You need a bottle, bro? You need a bottle. You have to feed that baby. And Joseph said one thing too. He slipped up when he said it was a found baby or something like that. And that's when this convenience store clerk went in. He started going in, bro. Like when I mean in, he went in. He started trying to sell him baby bottles, freaking clothes, freaking binkies, well, all the necessary stuff, but every size and every color of every single item, bro. But yeah, Josuke's cart is done, so Joseph leaves the area and walks out with all the shits, and yeah, his money is done, but Josuke doesn't know that yet. And right after all this, they put on makeup and all of that on the baby. Oh yeah, he bought makeup too. Like, man bought everything. So yeah, they start putting on the makeup on the baby and the clothes and everything. And after they completed that, the baby looks somewhat presentable. You can't see his eyes, so they put on sunglasses. Well, still somewhat presentable. And yeah, the baby started like going nuts. Started everything within 30 centimeters around the baby started like disappearing. Baby started crying, shit started disappearing. Joseph's hand disappeared because he was holding the baby for a moment too, and that disappeared. So he has no hands now. He's going to get his hands back, of course. But yeah, right after all that, the baby's still crying, and a man comes on his bicycle and he has a cigarette butt. He looks at the little stroller that's kind of invisible too and dashes the cigarette butt in there. And Joseph dives and catches the cigarette butt, saving the baby. But in the process of saving the baby, he knocked down the stroller down the hill. Jeez. And Josuke ends up seeing that. And he didn't take in that Joseph just saved the baby from like getting lit on fire. He just seen him knock down the stroller straight down the hill into the river. And he gets pissed off. Josuke gets really pissed off. And they end up running down the hill chasing the baby. The baby is like turning everything in its path invisible. Everything is disappearing. And then the baby hits a tree and then falls into the water. Josuke is cheese. He tells Joseph, yo, I don't want anything to do with you. Just, you're dumb. I don't want anything to do with you. Why are you here, bro? You're not my dad. Like, I'm calling you Mr. Joestar. Like, what are you to me? And yeah, he's pretty much cheese. He didn't say that exactly, but that's pretty much what he said. And he starts searching for the baby that got knocked into the river. And he's searching, and it's kind of impossible to find an invisible baby in water. But Joseph, as the clever man he is, makes the boldest statement saying, yo, I'm an old man, but if I die from this, tell your mother that she was a waste man. And then he slit his wrist. He didn't call her a waste man. He said something else. He said something really cool, but I said that because I forgot what he said. But yeah, he slits his wrist and bare blood starts going into the water. polluting the whole water, making it red. And in the process of doing that, where the baby was in the water, the blood didn't like surround that area, and you seen the baby floating in the pool of clear water where the blood was surrounding. And yeah, that was pretty dope. Joseph is a genius, and Josuke acknowledged this. He's like, yo, no one would have ever thought of that, and even if they thought of that, they would never have performed that at all, because Sulu's about cutting their wrist, that was a bare blood. That was a lot of blood. To make the water turn that color, that was a lot of blood. I thought he was going to die for a moment. I really thought Joseph was going to die for a moment, but he didn't. He was there at the end of the episode holding the baby, and that's when Josuke realizes the price on the receipts. I don't know, Yen might sell just like Joseph, so I don't even blame him for accidentally spending that much. The man didn't even know how much he spent, so like anyone from Canada would fall for something like that, maybe. Unless you see like bare zeros, but Yen has a lot of zeros. I swear. I can't read that, yo. But yeah, he sees that and he is cheese, and then the episode closes. So that was like a really good episode. There was not even a lot of action. There was nothing. It was just straight humor, straight jokes. You see the whole squad bonding, and they now have to, Joseph and Josuke have to find the mother of this baby to make the baby become visible again. That's pretty much what the next episode is most likely going to be about. It's just going to be about Joseph and Josuke bonding together, maybe. And maybe Joseph will have to protect. Opposite way around, Josuke will have to protect Joseph in a conflict that may occur in the process of finding their mother, finding this baby's mother. But all in all, like I said, this was a really good episode. There was no action, but I still enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed this review. This is my first JoJo's Bizzare Adventure review, episode number 13. Hope you liked it, and I'll be back with the next video next time. So comment, rate, subscribe if you liked it. If you dislike it, dislike, rate, subscribe, and comment. You can hate. I don't know. Later.